After doing sales training for more than 10 years, it reminds me of sometimes when I go into an organization, I get an opportunity to meet most of the salespeople. Sometimes I co-travel with their top performers. I interview dozens of salespeople in the company. And so I get an opportunity to meet the very best, and I get an opportunity to meet the very worst. In most companies, it seems that there's about 10% that are at the very top of the pile, year in and year out. They're the superstars, members of the selling elite, those people who bring home the big commission checks and are enjoying a lavish lifestyle, even in a rough economy. And then there's always about 10% that sit at the bottom. They probably ought to be in another field, but they're there too. And then there's that kind of 70–80% in the middle that by having an excellent sales process, great coaching, great management, etc., they too can climb into that upper echelon. But if I had to really break it down, what really separates the best from the worst? A couple of things. After interviewing all these top performers, the one thing that stands out is that these top performers are absolutely committed to being the very best. They're determined to be on the podium at the end of the year, #1 in the company. Just like when Tiger Woods shows up at a golf tournament. Anticipates, expects to win. Even if he doesn't win, he plans on winning. He plans on being numero uno. Reminds me of hearing the story of a guy named Dave Scott. Don't know if you know his name, but I'm into training for my first triathlon, so I've been reading a little bit about these triathletes. Dave Scott is a 6-time winner of the Ironman triathlon. And for those of you who don't know, that's a 2.4-mile swim in the ocean, 112 miles on the bicycle with unbelievable winds there in Kona, Hawaii, followed by a full-length 26.2-mile marathon. Dave Scott won that thing 6 times. On average, he would swim 20,000 meters a day, run 15 miles, and ride close to 100 miles a day in training. This was a guy who did not have a weight problem. He was burning around 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day. But here's the thing that Dave Scott did that blows everybody away. I call it, Jim Collins actually calls it, the rinse your cottage cheese factor. Here's a guy burning 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day who truly believed to be the best. He would have to be on a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet. So Dave Scott would actually take the cottage cheese that he would eat every day, take it to the sink, and rinse off the excess fat, thinking that that might hold him back just a nanosecond. Now, would that have prevented him from winning the Ironman? It's unlikely, but that's not the point. The point is, Dave Scott determined this was one more factor that could help him have the insurance that he would be the very best. And so this is what I've noticed with top sellers. They figure out every aspect of selling their product or service, literally down to a gnat's ass. And they figure out exactly what to do, and they execute it flawlessly day in and day out. That's what it takes to be the best in the world of selling, or in any aspect of life for that matter. Good day.